Okay, guys, now it's time for the sip of the day. Remember, underneath this video will be how to enter the sip of the day contest. All the directions are there. All you got to do is follow them, and somebody on May 25th is going to get some money out of my bank account. Not YouTube, not Instagram's account, out of mine specifically, okay? So all you got to do is guess what am I drinking in my cup from AscensionLife brand. Underneath this video will be a link to this mug in case you want to buy one. It's really pretty, and it's going to be underneath. I'm going to put the contest rules up front, then the link to the mug, and then all of my information. I am QueenAusetHeru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button. Please, 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 because every time I look at my analytics, I see that 50% of the people that watch my videos are not subscribed. And I'm like, oh my goodness, you're missing all of the notifications. Like, are you serious? And you're missing the cool stuff that I put into the community section, because as soon as I put it out, it comes directly to anybody who's subscribed. Let me see. So please subscribe. Please give us a thumbs up. Please give us positive comments in the comment section, and please pass these videos on to anybody else who would like them. It helps the channel grow, and it helps me to be able to do more videos. Let me see. If you would like to get a reading done, please hit me up on my social media, or you can hit me up on my email. All that is underneath this video. Underneath this video is also my Patreon link, my PayPal, my Cashapp, my Ask an Aquarius merchandise, and my Amazon wish list. So check out underneath this video for all that cool stuff, okay? All right, so we've done our sip, we've done our introduction. Now it's time for us to get to chatting. So in the previous video, someone asked me about why Aquarius do not believe a person when they say they love or care for them. And I said, talk is cheap. Bottom line, talk is cheap. You know, you can show me better than you can tell me. You know, keep all that rap. Whatever way you want to say it, you know, words of affirmation are nice, but people need to see actions. So today I'm going to give you a list. I found this list online. I love this list. And this is, okay, this is by Dr. Elizabeth Frederick. Whew. And she is on Instagram. So you can check her out at Dr. Elizabeth Frederick. And I'm going to give you this list, okay? This is a list of how you can show an Aquarius that you love them. Telling an Aquarius you love them is really good, but you need to show them. We're the show me sign, okay? And there are some other signs. As a matter of fact, I think these might be good with any sign, really. I really personally think that if you care about somebody, that showing them and demonstrating it is an important part of it. But here's some that I think would work, okay, from Dr. Elizabeth's list. Number 1, you can show an Aquarius that you love them by being consistent in how you show up for me. This is probably one of the most important ones. I have kicked so many people to the curb over this one, it's not even funny. You guys know I kicked a Libra to the curb. A friend of mine, and a person I liked a lot, by the way. I really enjoyed this person. I was so hurt when this person I had to kick him to the curb. I was so hurt, but it was because of this, because he was not showing up at all, not even consistent, not at all, as a friend. He really just wasn't. He was showing up as somebody who was a taker versus reciprocity, you know, giving and taking. He showed up as somebody that want, like an energy vampire, you know? And I was just like, well, yeah, so you're not giving back anything? So yeah, I'm not gonna continue this relationship. And that's the first thing right there. You have to show up for an Aquarius. Okay, you need to show up. You need to be consistent with that showing up too. You need to be there for them, especially if you're expecting this person to be there for you. It's a give and take. It's called reciprocity. So that's the first one. Consistently show up for your Aquarius. Number 2, demonstrating safety even when you are upset. I should feel safe with you even if you're angry with me. If you're angry with me and I have to question if you might harm me, then you not showing up right. And that is not showing love, okay? So if I got to question if you're going to deck me or do something to me, then I'm not going to stick around, first of all. But also, that's definitely not showing love. Number 3, following through with your commitments and promises. This is such an easy way to show somebody you love them. And it doesn't have to be a big deal. Like if you tell me you're going to call at 6:30, call at 6:30. If you know at 6 o'clock you can't call at 6:30, tell me at 6 o'clock in a text message, I can't call till 8. It's just honoring your word is what this is about. And if you honor your word, after a while, I'm going to notice that, like, okay, this person always keeps their word to me. If they tell me they're coming at a certain time, they show up. If they tell me they're going to do something, they do it. If I have to question that, then that definitely is not feeling like love to me. The next one says, making efforts towards healing and being a healthier partner. Oh my God, this is amazing. If my partner is showing effort, and I'm not talking about talking about it, because I got a lot of clients and they'll tell me, well, I talked to my boyfriend or I talked to my girlfriend and they said they're going to go to therapy, or they said they're going to work on it, or they said they're going to do X, they're going to go to rehab, they're going to do this, they're going to do that. Talk to them 6 months later, that person still hasn't done shit. Okay, so in this case, what we're seeing here is that they're making effort. The most important word in this sentence is effort towards healing and being a healthier partner. So I'm not expecting you to get better overnight. I'm not expecting you to heal your childhood trauma in 15 minutes. But if I see you making effort, I see you working on your self-help books every day, I see you going to therapy once a week, I see you trying to make healthier decisions and choices about your life, I see it, I see the effort, I see you doing it. That shows love to me, and it shows me you're loving yourself. Now, that's the kind of person who I might go 20 rounds with you. I might break up with a person. I ain't gonna say might. I'm going to break up with a person that I see not putting forth any effort. But if they're putting forth a decent effort, I'm gonna hang in there. So that shows the Aquarius that it's worth loving this person. The next one says, respecting my boundaries without pushback. So this shows me that you love me, because even if my boundary is uncomfortable for you, let's say that my boundary, let's use a very simple example, right? Let's say my boundary is, I do not want you spending the night at my house. Let's just say that. And you respect that boundary and don't try to push back against it, like trying to fall asleep, or trying to sneak your way in so you have to stay, stuff like that. If you respect my boundaries and don't try to finagle them or manipulate them or push back on them, then I'm definitely going to be like, this person really does love me, because they're not feeling this boundary, or it's not a boundary that's for them. It's not doing anything for them, but because it's for me, they are consistently doing it. That definitely shows love. The next one says, learning and practicing new skills to navigate hard conversations. If somebody loves you and they're having difficulty with communication skills, for example, this is a good one, and you see them working on techniques, you see them watching YouTube videos about communication with your spouse, you see them reading books about nonviolent communication, you see them, once again, effort. You see them putting forth this effort. This shows from them learning and practicing these new skills and putting in this effort that they love you. They're doing it because they love you. If they didn't love you, they would just keep on, communicating the way that they've been communicating for their whole life. So that definitely shows that they love you to an Aquarius. The next one says, working together to find a solution versus just giving up. If you come to me and say, I want to work with you on this, I want to work through this, I don't know how, but I want to try. Let's brainstorm together and figure out how we can work through this. That definitely shows love, because most people just give up, especially now. Back in the day, our great grandparents and grandparents, they stayed together. And people always say there's a number of reasons for that. Some of it had to do, with the fact that, oppression, economics, a whole bunch of different reasons. But the bottom line is that if you notice that they didn't give up. They didn't give up easily, put it like that. And I feel like some of that is healthy and some of it is not. But the healthy part is trying to work together to find solutions versus just saying, I'm leaving this relationship. To me, that shows love. It shows me that you care about me and you love me and you want to be in this relationship and this partnership with me. And you already understand what a relationship is, because a relationship is going to have hard times. Period. You're not going to have a relationship with anybody that doesn't have any hard times at all. Things are going to happen. And it might not be infidelity. It might not be, any of those things. But somebody in their life could pass away, or somebody in your life is going to pass away. Stuff like that. You might are not sometimes sensitive enough to each other's feelings, or what happens when your family needs to expand or you need to move. Things are going to happen. They're going to be stressors, is my point. So if this person is really trying and not giving up on us, then that does definitely show an Aquarius love and loyalty. Choosing me as a priority with your time, energy, and behaviors. That shows such love, because everybody's busy now. We all got jobs. Some of us got side hustles. Some of us got 2 full-time jobs. Some of us got a job in a business. All kind of stuff is going on. Some of us got several kids, or mothers or fathers we're taking care of. Everybody's busy nowadays. So for a person to prioritize you with their time, their energy, their focus, that definitely shows that that person loves you. So yes, definitely. Being sensitive to my triggers and the wounds I am trying to heal. Wow. My therapist told me my triggers are my problem. And I do take that. I agree with that 100%. But if you're in a relationship with me and you're sensitive to my triggers and aware, that is wonderful. I remember a woman was telling me that she was in a relationship with this man and he was purposely hitting her triggers. She told him certain things that one of her caretakers used to do to her that really upset her. It wasn't like a major thing, but it was something that bothered her. And this person that she was seeing would do that same thing. So instead of staying away from certain behaviors because he knew they triggered her, he would do those behaviors, in her opinion, to purposely trigger her. Now, was he? I don't know. But from what she said, it sounded suspicious, okay? So if you know somebody has certain triggers, like they don't like certain things, and it could be anything for triggers, anything could trigger you. Saying certain things, doing certain things can trigger a person. And if you know your lover has triggers and you purposely are sensitive to them and try to help them, heal them, and work through them, then that is somebody, in my opinion, as an Aquarius, hell yeah, that looks like love to me. That looks like that person is trying to help me, and it looks like they're trying to not hit on things that are going to make me upset or uncomfortable. I remember I was watching a show one time. It was a Instagram Live, and the husband and wife, they have a crystal business together. And I remember the husband was on camera, and he had an anhydro crystal. And an anhydro crystal is a quartz, and it had a water bubble in it. Certain ones have water bubbles in it. So it's basically water that got trapped in a quartz 2 million years ago, and somebody dug it out the earth, and now, somebody has it on their chain or something, But the husband was showing this really pretty crystal, and he had a little sticker on it, and the sticker had an arrow that pointed to the bubble. And I was like, what's the arrow for? And he said, I put it on there because I know, because his wife is the one that generally shows the crystals. And he said, I put it on there because I know it frustrates her when she can't find the anhydrous bubble to show during the crystal live. Now, mind you, this is a really small trigger. It's something that upsets her. Like if she's trying to show it and can't find it, it frazzles her. But it's not like it's the end of the world, but it does trigger her. It does frustrate her. And the husband goes through each and every crystal and puts a little sticker there so she won't go through that. That's love. The fact that he just sat there and went through all the crystals just to keep her from being frazzled, that's love, just to keep her from being triggered. The last one says, making decisions that prioritize connection over convenience. So the person makes decisions that are about their connection with you versus just, whatever is convenient to do. So they drive a little further. They go a little bit of the extra mile, just a little bit. Or a lot, actually. I remember somebody told me the other day that her boyfriend, she sent him to the store to get peanut butter. And this is a really small example again, but I thought it was so sweet and it showed love. She sent him to the store to get peanut butter. He got to the store to get the peanut butter and could not remember which type she likes. She eats the same peanut butter every time, gets the same kind, buys the same kind every single time, but he couldn't remember if it was creamy or crunchy, right? So he's in the supermarket, he calls her, can't get her on the phone, and so he's like panicking, like, which peanut butter do I get? Well, he bought both peanut butters and bought them back and was like, I didn't know which one you wanted. And I was just like, oh, because it's such a small thing, but it does really show this last one. It shows he's prioritizing their connection over what would have been convenient. It would have been convenient to just grab one of the two and say, eat the peanut butter, But instead of doing that, he brought both of them to her, knowing full well that he may need to take one back because she may not want it. Now, I don't know what happened to the second peanut butter. He might have ended up taking it back. But the point of the matter is that instead of him going for what was the most convenient thing, which would have been just to pick one and tell her to deal with it, he prioritized their connection, which was to make sure she had what she preferred. Very small thing, but very meaningful. So those are some things you can do to show your Aquarius that you love them when you feel like they don't believe you. Okay? I would do all of these if I was you. And I guarantee you, Aquarius would be like, this person is really for real. This person is really about it. So let's take a look. We only have a few of these. These are our positive comments. Oh, all right, this is the first one. The other day I posted in the community section a little joke. It was like a little joke. I'm always doing little jokes. And the joke said that it's a 97% chance that an Aquarius who is home by themselves is going to be naked. Okay? And I made a joke and said, this is a lie. It's 100% chance, because most Aquarius do this. So this person, his name is Exodus. Exodus is an Aquarius, I think, based on the picture, said, this must be a girl thing. Now, the first thing I wanted to say is I am 46 years old. I haven't been a girl for 3 decades, okay? That's number one. Call a woman, all right? Number two, just because something isn't a you thing doesn't mean it isn't a us thing, okay? Because I know male Aquarius who do this as well. As a matter of fact, my godfather is almost always not dressed. Almost always not dressed. It's like, I've been looking at him like, what the heck? He always got on boxer briefs or no clothes at all. Now, mind you, when we're all around, it's the boxer briefs. But any other time, it's no clothes at all. So my thing is that, remember with astrology, that everything is not going to be your thing just because it's an Aquarius thing. Most Aquarius do certain things, like being naked most of the time when they're by themselves or have their own place. Being eccentric is a very common Aquarius thing to do. But it's not going to be all of us. It could be 90% of us. But just because it's not a you thing doesn't mean it's not a us thing. Okay? Think about it like this. I love hot sauce. I love hot sauce, especially Crystal hot sauce or Frank's hot sauce, the one that they make buffalo wings with. Those two are my favorites. Love them to death. But just because it's a me thing, I have Aquarius Sun, Aquarius Rising, and like 4 or 5 other placements in Aquarius. So just because it's a me thing doesn't mean all Aquarius are going to like hot sauce. Okay? So just remember that just because you're an Aquarius does not mean you will or won't like everything that other Aquarius like. It really just means that it's common for your sign. The same way with any other sign. It's common for Libras to be indecisive, but not all of them are. I haven't met one that was decisive, but I've been told that there are some. So my thing is that just because it's your sign doesn't mean everything is going to apply to you. And I just wanted to point that out because people make that comment a lot to me. They'll be like, oh, I don't do that. Well, that's on you. You not down with the clique. That's cool. You know, everything ain't for everybody. You know, you can do your own thing. If you want to keep your clothes on, keep them on. But the rest of us, women and men, are going to take ours off. And we love you anyway, Exodus, and thank you for your comment. All right, guys, you come back soon because I got a lot more to say. See you later.